Hi guys, it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be doing a review/discussion of the book City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. So, disclaimer, I guess, I don't know. Two disclaimers actually. First of all, this is the second book in the Mortal Instruments series, so since it's not the first book, there will be spoilers for the first book. Secondly, I didn't like this book, so if you don't want to hear me talk about the things I just really didn't like, or basically be negative about this book, then you should not watch this video, because that is what this is gonna be. Just because I didn't like this book doesn't mean that you aren't allowed to like it, or that you yourself are not going to like it. So please don't attack me or anything, because yeah, that's not nice. That's not what we're about. So this video is going to have two sections. There's going to be a spoiler-free section, which is where you are right now. And then there will be a more discussion-y, spoiler-filled section towards the middle end. I don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be after the spoiler-free one. If you haven't read the first book, then you should probably do that if you care about, like, being in order of things and stuff. But honestly, like, I can't even recommend this series. The first thing I have to say is that I read this book because I read the first one, and I thought it was okay. And I was like, do I really want to read the second one? But then a bunch of people were like, oh, the second one is where it's at. City of Ashes is so much better. It's so good. Blah, 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 blah. You need to read it. Even if you didn't like the first one, like, this one is so good. Those people lied to me. I've been lied to. I gave this book 2 stars. I just didn't like it. I feel like part of it is that it's just more of the same of the first book, and like all the things that I didn't like about the first book kind of just got even more magnified in this one. And like I had already gone through it with the first book, so my patience was just wearing really thin. And I also feel that this book doesn't really age well, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't read it when I was younger. I think that's one of the reasons I didn't like it as much as other people have. I think a lot of I'm not projecting what you feel. Like, I can't actually predict what people feel, but I feel like a lot of the love people have for this book is the fact that they read it when they were so young, and like, I know a lot of people, like, grew up with this book, or not grew up, but, like, they read it all throughout middle school, or whenever this book came out. I don't know. They have nostalgic feelings towards it, because reading it now, I can't see how I could like it, which sounds bad, but there's just, like, a lot of stuff in here that I can see how a middle schooler would be like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. And an adult who previously having read it when they were younger can be like, oh my god, I remember how this made me feel. This is the best thing ever. I just felt like the characters were really bland. Like, everyone was just one stereotype. Like, Jace is the angsty bad boy. Simon is the good old best friend. Isabel and Alec, they don't have any personalities, really. Isabel is the girl, I guess. And Alec, I don't feel like Alec is the gay one, but I just feel like he has no personality. So I guess by default he's the gay one. And Clary is just really annoying. I don't understand her feelings at all. I feel like everything she does, I'm like, what are you doing? What is happening? 2 things that this book does have going for it are that I think the world building, while not done extremely well, I think, minus one major pitfall that really annoyed me, I think that the ideas were good, and like what we were given about the world, like about werewolves and vampires and fairies, I think are pretty cool, but there could be more, and maybe the third book does more. I don't know. And I also think the action scenes were pretty good, which isn't saying a lot, because like, if I like the action scenes better than the story, that's probably an issue, especially for me, because I'm not a super action scene person. I'm not going to be reading the third book, which is what? City of Glass, which is when they get to go to Idris. That's what it's called, right? Idris? Is that the city? Whatever. They get to go to the magical city of shadow hunters, and I'm not going to be reading that. Or at least, I'm not going to read it for a while. I think I just can't deal with it. I wanted to get into the world of the Mortal Instruments so badly, because just so many people liked it, and there's going to be a TV show soon that I really wanted to watch, but now after reading this, I no longer want to watch it, so there's that. I may pick up the third book at some point in the future, just to see how it ends, but at this point, I don't really care. I might read The Infernal Devices, because I've heard it's better, but again, I also heard that this book was better than the first book, and that was a lie. But we'll see. So that's it for the part of this video that is spoiler-free. If you don't want to be spoiled, you might want to leave this video now. If you have read the book and want to hear my thoughts on it and really dig deep into why I disliked it so much, feel free to continue on. Or if you haven't read the book and you just don't care and you just feel like, yeah, I can be spoiled, whatever, continue on. So basically this discussion is going to be full of questions because there were so many things that just didn't make sense to me, and I want someone to answer them for me. Like, it doesn't make sense, and like a lot of the issues I had with the book were due to these questions. The first question is, how exactly did Simon become a vampire? Because the book was like, oh, they found him at the vampire hotel, and he was there, and then, what's his name, Michael? Some kind of angelic name, brought him back, but he was already dying when they brought him back, and how did did the vampires, like, maul him? It's really unclear, and I don't understand. Like, I know Simon went to the hotel, but did the vampires just attack him? Or, like, did he fall trying to climb? Like, it's really unclear how he ends up in the position where he is dying, and then they bury him and do all this stuff to be a vampire, which was weird, but, like, okay, fine. And then I find it really convenient how Simon can be the only vampire ever in existence that's able to stand being in the sunlight. And not only stand it, but, like, have it not affect him at all, other than he's kind of tired during the day. Because vampires are supposed to be nocturnal. I feel like there were so many chances for Simon to die. Why didn't he just die? Like, it's not that I hate his character so much and want him to die, but if you're gonna put this character in all that danger, and no one even likes him except for Clary and that new werewolf whose name is Maya, just kill him. Just do it. Do it! Don't be scared to kill your characters. The only character who died in this no one liked. My second question is, why is everyone okay with Magnus and Alec being a thing? That's just so weird to me. Like, I like Magnus as a character. Actually, I think he might be one of my favorites just because he's fun. But he's 300 years old, and he's dating a 16-year-old boy. How is that okay? In what world is that okay? Apparently in this world, it's okay. I don't understand. It's just weird. Like, it's creepy and weird, and apparently these books have a real penchant for being creepy and weird in their relationships, because I'm about to go off on the other relationship that I really hate so badly, and I just hate it. But back to Magnus and Alec, I just think it's so weird that no one's issue with it is that, hey, you know what? You're 300 years old. You know, and first of all, I didn't even realize he was 300 years old, because I was trying to calculate his age before I read that line in this book. And I'm here thinking, like, he's, like, 50 or 60, and I was already like, that's weird. And then to find out he's 300? Like, what? That's so... it's weird. But you know what's even weirder? My third question is, why is Cassandra Clare so insistent on pushing this incestuous relationship between Jace and Clary? Why? I don't understand. I just can't understand. Like, nothing about it is, like, cute or romantic or anything. It's just weird. Like, it's not, like, it makes me gag every time they talk about things that, like, oh, I'm in love with you, oh, blah, 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 blah. When they kissed, like, I almost I was on the train, I almost vomited. Like, it's gross. Why is this being marketed to children? Like, I can't understand. And, like, I know in the third book, they're probably gonna find out, oh, we're not actually related based on this obscure thing that happened and blah, blah, blah. Actually, my prediction is that Jace is actually Michael Whalen's son, and that Valentine just killed his dad and was like, oh, you're my son now. I'm gonna tell you you're my son, blah, 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 blah. I know that's what's gonna happen. I don't even need to read the third book. I already know. Like, it's that predictable. But Like, for 2 books, they're just like, oh yeah, we love each other, but we're brother and sister, so we can't. No, you can't. Get over it. Let it go. I don't understand. Oh, I just wanted to kind of rant about this book because there was just so much BS in it that I couldn't deal with. I just wanted to yell at my camera about it. So that's what I'm doing. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you disagree with me, feel free to comment down below in a civil manner because, yeah, we should all be civil towards each other. That's not okay to be mean. If you want to see me continue to talk about books, subscribe to my channel because I make more videos about books. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!